That's right, my friends. Live here until 7 o'clock, 757 House Whisperer. We have open phone lines at 627-7979. We have a studio full of guests. We have Michael Davenport. We've got Albin. We've got Jason with Pyramid Roofing, and Albin with Alban Co. And Michael Davenport with Custom Vinyl Products, right?
Hey there.
Awesome.
Hampton Roads, good evening. I am Michael Davenport. I am with Custom Vinyl Products. We're also called CVP Windows and Doors because that's what we do. Exterior windows and doors is our deal. We make them to fit, and that's the way they should be, and offer all kinds of options as well. Chuck Worley, our leader, and the guy who hosts this show is with Worley's Home Services. They do plumbing, HVAC, electrical, crawl space, insulation, spray foam, and they all do that encapsulation of your crawl space. And Chuck started this show to give information to the Hampton Roads community about how your home could be fixed and repaired. We have with us tonight, and I'm going to let these guys introduce themselves.
Hey, Michael. Hey, this is Albin with Alban Co. We are a home remodeling company. We do additions, renovations. We do kitchen and bath renovations. We'll do fire restoration. Anything about your home, we'll just help you out in those areas. And I'm also going to introduce Tommy Hines. He's not here tonight, but he is perfect with Perfect Home Remedies. He will help you with your finance needs. If you have something that you're working on, it's really tough in this market to go out on a limb and make those remodels without dipping into some financing, and he'll help you out with that. Again, Tommy Hines with Perfect Home Remedies. Justin.
Oh, cool. I do appreciate you, Alvin. Damien, I'm going to give you a hard time a little bit. It's Justin with Pyramid Roofing.
I called you Jason
it was Jason last week, but again, it still starts.
That.
No, it doesn't make a difference. It starts with a J, so it's close enough. But again, that's Justin Murphy with Pyramid Roofing, Solar and Gutters. I'm going to introduce Cindy Roll. Oh, man, I know I'm going to mess that up. But that's Alpha Pest Solutions. And, just give us a call this evening. Let's talk about what's going on with the house.
Yeah, Cindy will give you a free crawl space inspection. And you can, Albin can tell you, the biggest problems occur in the crawl space.
Yes.
Because people are afraid of it. They don't go in there and check it.
I ain't going in there.
It's just one of those places you've got to keep an eye on, that and your attic.
The old adage, it all starts at the foundation, and here we go. Foundation work, you really need to be checking that, make sure things aren't getting eaten up by wood-eating insects. It may not be termites. It may be some other critter that's in there.
Yep.
It could be fungus, and there's a lot of stuff that happens that she can help you with. She'll diagnose it for you. She'll come out and make you feel a little more comfortable about what's going on in your crawl space.
And the one thing you can rest assured of, she will go in that crawl space. That lady is not afraid, and she'll get in there and get it taken care of for you. Write it all up, tell you what it's going to cost, and she'll be extremely fair. Unfortunately, a lot of people take advantage of homeowners because they are afraid to go in the crawl space, and they give them a list of stuff that, oh, man, I can't believe I got to pay all that money. And, it just doesn't always have to work that way, and she'll be totally honest with you.
Hey, Michael, you got any kind of trivia questions that you want to bring up
Yeah,
right now?
I got
Get
one.
some callers going?
And Chuck and I started this last week when Cindy was there. We didn't give them all out at one time because one guy called and wanted to do them all. But I got one for you. I want to know the date that the first airline stewardess went to work.
The name or the date?
I want the date, and I want her name.
Okay.
I want her name. She flew on a Boeing plane, which later turned into United Airlines. And that's all the hints I'm going to give you.
I was going to say,
You're not going to give any of those credentials away? You said she had all kinds of stuff.
Oh, she does. She does.
She was a little bit later, maybe?
She was a decorated pilot in the war, and that would be the First World War, I guess, because...
And just for clarification, we're not looking for a pilot. We're looking for an attendant,
she is
right?
a flight attendant.
Okay. All right.
That's what she did.
And you said on a Boeing. Careful what you say about Boeing. You heard about, nowadays,
that's right.
no comment needed.
Yeah, that's right. Our number here is 757-627-7979. Give us a call with any questions you got. We're going to go in our topic tonight. We're going to talk about just a pastime on the air here. is picking the right contractor. That is a very delicate subject. You need to do your homework and your research, because a lot of times people get the wrong person and you don't get the right job. And you want to always be sure that you've done that research. It's not bad to pay a deposit. Contractors are not the bank. That's for guys like Tommy. But it is important that you trust and understand what your quote is all about, and that person is got everything in line that you want to have. And there's no question, no doubt, there's a set of specs, that is specifications. That's the short one for that. And that tells you, it's the book telling you what he's going to do and how he's going to do it. And Albin can tell you that, because Albin builds a lot of houses. He does remodeling, room additions, and you got to get into that.
Yeah,
what do you give them, Albin?
Well, I mean, certain customers are going to have certain needs, and so we kind of listen. Just kind of like we listen to the house. I listen to the customer. They're going to tell me what they want. They're going to tell me what they don't want. Obviously, I don't want to put in things they don't want. And so we're looking to make them happy. I'm not trying to build something that's for me. I'm building it for them. So we're looking first and foremost to make sure they're happy. Secondly, we want to make sure not only it kind of goes hand in hand, that we got to build it to code. So as you were talking about certain specifications, we got to meet code. We were sitting here talking about some roofing elements just before the show started, and we were debating on whether or not certain things are kind of up to the roofer's responsibility or whether they fall under code. And it really comes down to jurisdiction. So we're going to look at, we can help you look through those things as builders, but then we also look at the specs like Michael was talking about. You may want a farm sink. You may want granite countertops or quartz countertops. And we kind of lay those things out for you and say, okay, here's how much I got in here for this particular item. Because sometimes we don't quite know what that farm sink is going to look like until we get to a certain stage. So we just put the money in there and we go shopping with the customer, or the customer shops online, and they'll have that dollar amount for the farm sink. And if they decide to spend less or more, that's going to basically increase or decrease their budget. And maybe they got one stored in the garage that's in really good shape. I don't particularly like to install used stuff, but if you manage to get it on a deal and you happen to have it in there and it's brand new, we'll put it in. But we don't like to we always say, replace, don't reuse. So.
Yeah, and the other thing about that, a lot of people got grandma's chandelier from 1950, and those things, probably the old things like that, are not UL approved, and that puts you in jeopardy, because if there's a fire in your house and the insurance company can figure that out, then you might have a problem in getting the full replacement cost to your property.
Yeah, you're definitely going to need to rewire the entire thing all the way down to the socket if you're going to do that.
Yep.
And that doesn't come for free, so you would probably want to find somebody that could rewire it for you. But, I mean, yeah, there's all kinds of special things we run up against. I mean, I was talking to Damien on the other night on one of the shows, and we were talking about a special tile that the woman wanted over the range, and it was just one tile amongst all the tile, and we just kind of perfectly placed it for her, and that sold the whole thing for me. It was like, that was it. It set it all off. She loved it, and we really get a high when we actually make those customers happy like that.
Yeah,
I'm sure you experience the same thing when you're installing the windows and all that stuff. So nothing like walking away knowing that customer is taking pictures, texting it to their friends and family, and saying, here, look at this, look at how Pyramid Roofing did this roof, or Michael installed the windows, or you know how Tommy Hines helped me with the financing, or whatever it is, all that stuff. We just trying to make sure that the customer's happy.
No, Albin, I would 100% agree with that. I mean, it really is a relationship that you need to have with your contractor. Basically, as far as homeowners go, you have the dream, explain it to us. Let's kind of see what can really be done. And then, just try to make that dream happen. It's your house. You're the one living in it. We want you to be happy with it.
Yeah, that is important. I think what Justin just said, you need to feel the connection with your contractor, because he's got to be a good listener. He's got to be able to take what you tell him and help you figure out what it is you're looking for. And so hopefully when he finds that, you look at it and you say, oh, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about.
Right.
And we did the windows in a doctor's house. They moved in December. And his wife wanted a window that she could open up between her kitchen and her screen porch and have a huge opening. And
How big are we talking about?
Oh, she wanted to be able to have 8 foot to reach out of her kitchen. And,
tall or wide?
The clear opening, 8 foot wide, and it was 4 foot tall.
Nice.
And so what I did was we built patio doors that are like that. And so we custom make every patio door. And so what I did was I made her a patio door window, and I had the guy,
half price, right? Half price because it's half the size.
It's by the inch, so it's whatever it is. And so the handle was down lower so that she could reach it because she wasn't but about 5'2" or 3", and she could reach it. She could open it up, hand stuff out through the
or scream at the grandkids, right?
or whatever.
Isn't that what it's all about? Just making sure you get all those details right for the customer.
Oh yeah. The devil's in the details.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you don't get all the information and you don't concentrate about what you're doing and you deliver something that's not what they want, that is something they will always remember.
You want a
gotta make sure they're
contractor.
happy.
You want a contractor that doesn't show up, give you a price, and then goes back to the office and lets all his other guys do the work. We call that sloppy handoff.
We call it guys that are windshield contractors.
Yeah. So, in that process, the builder may not actually pick up a tool, but he's going to convey all the information to all of his subs, his team, everything to make sure those little details that Michael's talking about, the handle being in the right place, the handle being at the right height, whether it's going to slide to the left or the right, whether it's going to be 8 foot wide and 4 foot tall or just a little bit taller, all those details matter to the homeowner. When you're listening to them and you're saying, is this what you want? And they come back and say, yes. And you can provide pictures, which, we do a lot of that 3D drawings where the customer can actually see the shingles on the roof, the windows in the house, the countertop on the actual counters, and they start to feel that space. And then when the work goes on and they say, compare the picture to the actual remodel work, and they're like,
wow,
is this a picture I'm looking at, or am I looking at virtual reality, or is this actually the picture what I'm looking at? It's just amazing when they kind of see that progress and they get all excited.
Well, one thing tonight we haven't mentioned is when you do make a call in, you'll get a free Starbucks gift card or one to some other local nice coffee place. And I got to say, I'm not the coffee guy, but that will be something for people to call into the show at 757-627-7979. We look forward to hearing from you. That way we can take a breath. Right, Justin?
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. So, it would be nice. Let's get some calls in here. Let's get some questions.
Michael, I have a question for you. So you've come on the air a bunch and you've talked about, you put the windows in and everything like that. I bet you there's a lot of contractors out there that wouldn't mind to actually buy your windows too. Do you sell to contractors?
Yeah, we do. As a matter of fact, a lot of your custom guys look for us. Our price of our window is we're not the cheapest guy in town.
Well, you don't want the cheap.
Exactly, and that's what I always thought. You don't go look for the cheapest piece of junk car you can find. You want something that's going to be substantial and take care of you and what have you.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of work. We do work for the big guys, the guys that are doing apartment complexes, because they found that they want people that can deliver the product, deliver it on time. They don't want a lot of callbacks, problems, and all of that. And we offer that because
you're local too.
I would say we do
right
everything right here in Newport News, and it is just it's a pleasure because we have a service manager. You have an issue, and anybody says, "Oh yeah, well we don't need to have anybody local because that guy's windows don't have an issue." Well, if he'll be untruthful about that, he's probably not telling you the truth about other things.
I'd like to say, I've been buying from you as a contractor since 2000. And we just love your product. We put them in every house that we build. We do it in, the additions, renovations, whatever it is. I've had some tricky situations where Michael needed, or I needed to convey to custom vinyl products that I needed some windows that were going to basically be like 8 foot tall. We had a 2 fixed panes with a single slider. I think that sucker was 8 foot tall and about 9 or 10 foot wide. Big boy.
That's a good one.
Gave a great view to the water. And the customer wanted the inside of the window to be black. I know that you guys don't necessarily want to paint the inside because you know it's not a factory paint, but these customers absolutely love these windows. And we did the same in the kind of the sunroom area. We had some windows that were, I don't know, 54 inches tall, 36 inches wide, and the customer wanted to take the window normal header height, but they wanted to take the window all the way down to the floor. And there was like 4 or 5 windows there, and Custom Vinyl Products made it happen. And the customers are just so ecstatically happy with what they got.
Well, you know, that's what happens when you really listen to what people want. Because when you listen and you have the ability to make the product yourself, you can do whatever they want to have. The doctor that we did the windows for in his house, it was he called it a French country design. And it was very, very unique. The people in the neighborhood, it was on a lane, and it was on a tidal creek, and he had owned the property for quite a while, and the people in the neighborhood used to come by every day and just check it out, the contractor told me, and they'd want to see what the process was. And they thought it was interesting because they built it during COVID, and he kept pushing through. The front door, I think the contractor told me he bought the front door from a custom manufacturer in San Diego, California. The countertops in the kitchen it was limestone from Israel. I mean, he had a lot of unique stuff in there. And, you know,
we felt a lot if you're going to put your windows in that house.
Well, we felt blessed because of the fact that when you're building, the contractor didn't say, hey, you got to use those custom vinyl windows because that's what I like to use. He had to give that guy any choice he wanted because it's quite an expensive house. And that's what he did.
Yeah,
and
so when
after
you
all
said,
of that,
you were talking about a style of window, or were you talking about the style of home? What did your windows look like?
Well, they were white windows. It worked out real good with his blend. Some had arches in them. Some didn't. He had a couple of casement windows in there in a couple of different spots. But living on that tidal creek, he was worried about, wind and stuff blowing up the creek off the river, and he just loved the look of what he had.
Do you see any trend on the casement versus the double hungs or anything like that? I mean, I love casements, but I know they come at a higher price.
They're more expensive.
Window.
They come and go. We produce by far more of the single hung, double hung windows than we do the casement windows. And the slider windows, standard slider windows, don't have rollers. And I've done quite a few, like people's sunrooms. If I put windows in them, I suggest that they use the patio door frame because that way that slider is easy because it's got stainless steel ball bearing rollers. And that thing's, you take one finger and open it.
Just
really
glides across.
Operation.
Yeah. And we have the standard colors is white, beige, and clay. That's the vinyl is that color all the way through. But with today, there's a guy, Custom Vinyl Paint. He has a operation in right outside Raleigh and right outside Cincinnati, and he paints the window. It's like a Corvette type quality paint job.
If that's the guy that did the windows for this house, it was perfect. Wonderful. We needed a flat black, and it blended really well with the trim, which we painted black. He wanted black trim around the windows, and we kind of molded all together and made, I think it was 5 or 6 windows kind of look all like one window. Just a fabulous blue view of the Elizabeth River.
Yeah, people that live on the water like to do, and what we suggest is that when they're going to be living on the river, they need to be sure that they have a clear view. We tell them, you can put grids in it if you want, but we don't suggest it. But if you have, and backing up a second here to our buddy Chuck Worley, was Worley's Home Services. They service all over Hampton Roads, up into Toano, up into Gloucester. They are extremely large. They're very detailed. They have quality people doing their thing. And that business is run by Chuck. He's the owner, and his son Chase is his right-hand man. Chuck would normally be here tonight, but he's going to a marriage. His fiance's daughter's getting married, and they're going up to New York for the big event. And he will be with us next week, I'm sure. a couple of wine. We got 30 seconds, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Go over the question one more time, just to be
Yeah.
sure it's fresh in everybody's mind as we go to break.
Yep. The first female flight attendant, and she was on a Boeing plane, and she ended up doing this. I want to know the date and her name.
Is that U.S. or?
It was U.S.
Okay.
Oh, I imagine she was Swedish for some reason.
No.
Nope. Okay, cool. We'll find out the answer, and the winner gets a prize after the
That's
quick
right.
news break. We'll be right back with more from 757 House Whisperer right here on News Talk 790 WNIS. Now, for more information, go online to 757housewhisperer.com. That's 757housewhisperer.com, or pick up the phone and call that phone number, I had it written here. Here we go. 955-9415. 955-9415. And we'll be right back.
Welcome back, Hampton Roads. This is the 757 House Whisperer Show, brought to you by Worley's Home Services. Chuck Worley himself is not here tonight. He is up in New York City, the big city. His fiance's daughter's getting married, so they're going up for the big event. But we're here to hold the reins for him. My name is Michael Davenport, and I am with CVP Windows and Doors. We are your window and door manufacturer right here in Hampton Roads. We make the windows to fit right into your home, no problem, no sweat. Worley's does all your HVAC, plumbing, electrical, crawl space, encapsulation, installation, spray foam, all of that. And with me tonight, I'm going to let these guys introduce themselves, part of the team.
Thank you, Michael. So my name is Albin with Alban Co. We specialize in home remodels. We'll do bathroom redesigns. We'll do kitchen remodels. We'll gut an entire house for you. We'll add a room on the back, front, side, whatever it is you need. We'll come out of the ground with something brand new. We'll tear down the one you've got. So those who are listening in, if you can call in, we got some questions for us. Please call 757-627-7979. That's 627-7979. Call in with any questions. Maybe you were privy to the question we had. So it has something to do with the flight attendant. The first flight attendant, a U.S. lady, she was flying she was actually the attendant on the Boeing cargo, which I guess, what did you say, Michael?
It ended up being United Airlines.
United Airlines. So if you got an answer to that question, we want to know the date and we want to know her name, and just a little maybe a little fun fact about it. She was born in, you want me to give that out?
Yeah, give out.
Okay, all right. So she was born September 22nd, 1904. That's September 22nd, 1904.
Alvin, that was 120 years ago.
I know. And Michael,
Yeah, she's still with us.
I think Michael said something about he put the windows in that Boeing 747, but I don't know. So maybe. But okay, so we're moving on to Tommy Hines. He is the guy with the perfect home remedy. He's the guy that's going to help you with all of your finance needs for these projects that are going to take place, whether it be a roof, you need new windows, you need somebody coming and do crawl space encapsulation, a new air conditioning unit, whatever your home needs are, Tommy will get you hooked up with the financing for that project, whether it be just a portion of it or all of it. So, yeah, Tommy Hines, perfect home remedy. Justin?
No, Albin. Albin, again, Michael, it's a pleasure to be here with y'all. I'm Justin Murphy with Pyramid Roofing, Solar and Gutters. Here to introduce Cindy with Alpha Hub. Messed that one up. Alpha Pest Solutions. Sorry about that. I had a little stutter this afternoon.
And what does she do?
That's critters, right?
Yeah, she does
crawl space.
Yeah,
critters?
It could be really small critters, could be big critters.
She's a crawl space dweller.
Yeah, my understanding is she will hunt down bigger prey, but she does focus on the termite and the mold remediation in the crawl space, whether you've got some fungus or something, and you're not sure what's going on in there, she'll help you figure it out. And
all
she'll
the
get
nasty
you,
stuff
you know,
nobody wants.
Yeah, all that stuff you don't want to deal with in your crawl space.
And she definitely goes in there herself. She does not send some guy that's a minimum wage person to go in there and analyze this crawl space.
Yeah, she won't blink an eye at that.
She is under there quick, and she has seen some crawl spaces that you had to go in on your back and crawl on your back because some of the guys back in the day made them really shallow.
Well, listen, I've hired guys on my team that somehow they managed to get 3 or 4 months down the road, and we needed to do something in the crawl space, and he literally would not
Froze up.
go in the crawl space. I was like, how did you get 4 or 5 months down the road and I didn't catch that? So, but anyways, I said, look, you don't have to go in there, but you've got to find somebody on the team that'll do it for you.
Right.
So we worked it out, but it's kind of funny how some of that, do you guys have any fears that you maybe managed to get by in life? And,
I mean, I'm not climbing under any houses. That's not me.
but you climb on roofs, so you're not
every
afraid
day.
of heights, right?
No, every day.
Okay, so we got another trivia question for you since nobody can seem to figure out this whole flight attendant thing. So we're talking about McDonald's. The where and when was the first drive-through McDonald's open? So, where and when? Or do you want to give that out? What do you want to do here? What year was the first Academy Award presented also? So if we can find that out. We're throwing 3 out there. So now we got the flight attendant. We've got the first drive-through McDonald's, which Michael probably put the window in there.
Well, I have an anecdote to add to the first drive-through McDonald's, so people can think of the answer a little bit better. Just to help you there, a little tip there is the ice cream machine did not work at that first McDonald's.
Wow.
So just so you know, that helps narrow it
was
down.
a big deal for them.
Was that what was
milkshakes?
Yeah. And it didn't have 99 billion served. It was just one.
Yeah, so that's right.
You got to start
crazy.
somewhere.
That's crazy. So we're Ask the Expert show here. This is 757 House Whisperer. We're trying to help you with all of your house needs. So we're dealing with the 757 area code. You got some type of problem. You want a solution. We're sitting here trying to help you listen to your house. Call us up. Let's try to help you solve that kind of, whether you got a squeak or whether you got water coming into some place, you got moisture on the windows or black around the windows. We got all kinds of things that people call in about, and we just want to know what it is. I mean, there might be some stuff that Justin's probably rolling around in his head about people regularly asking about roofs. You got some stuff maybe that we can help get some callers started on?
A lot of it, I've had a couple customers here lately just asking about, like the black stains and streaking and whatnot on the roof. And, that's kind of the same thing as like the algae that grows on certain slopes of like your siding houses. All of our new products these days, depending on manufacturers, and this goes back to, trusting whatever contractor or whoever you have come in. There are products out there that won't stain anymore, but there are others that still do stain. I'm not going to name any names. It's not really my place. But that goes back to, talking with your contractor, trusting your contractor.
Yeah, and so
and getting a fair price.
Lifelong observation here for me as I look at roofs, and I'm not sure which metals do it, which metals don't do it. But if you ever looked underneath some of these vents, right underneath the vent, there is actually no stain whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's just this nice, clean area. And my understanding is, and Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the aluminum in there. It could be lead, but it kills the algae when the water washes down over that area, whether it's a little bit of water or a lot of water. It takes a little bit of that metal away, a little bit of oxidation, and it washes down the roof, and that one little area is clean.
Yeah, you'll see that a lot around like HVAC stacks where the galvanized is, but a lot of the new quality shingles actually have the zinc and the copper built into the granules.
Yeah.
Depending on what manufacturer you choose, of course.
Yeah.
They do have.
So that's a pretty important element there if you really want to make sure your shingles are clean, that you ask your roofer to make sure that you get something that's mold and mildew resistant.
Right. Now, the algae that grows on the roof, it's purely aesthetic. It really doesn't hurt the shingle at all, but it does look like crap.
Yeah. And so you're going to buy this really nice roof package. You want to make sure it stays clean. You don't want to be up there scrubbing it down, right? So be sure to ask your roofer that question. Can you get me something that will prevent that mold and mildew from growing on the roof. So please call in 757-627-7979. That's 757-627-7979. This again is the 757 House Whisperer Show. Chuck Worley with Worley Home Services. He does everything HVAC, plumbing, electrical, crawl space, and encapsulation. You want some spray foam? He's got you covered there also. So Michael, what you got?
Well, I think we're going to go to a quick break here right now, and we'll be right back with you. Listen to that music. Chuck went to school with that guy.
Oh, that's cool. Little fun fact.
The preceding program was sponsored and paid for by
Ready whenever. Back at you, Hampton Roads. Michael Davenport here with Albin and Justin and Damien at the board. Tom, are you here with us today, buddy?
I am.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
You got an answer to the question for McDonald's, huh?
I think so.
Okay. What you got?
1940, San Bernardino, California.
What year?
1940.
Very good.
Yep,
You got
winner,
it.
chicken dinner.
Yes, sir. Very good.
So we'll get that card out to you. And I'll ask you a question. Would you rather have a Starbucks card or a Wawa card?
Wawa card.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to bet that. Yeah. Put him down for the Wawa card.
Well, Tom, you got any kind of things that your house are saying to you? We're the house whisperer experts here, and house has talked to us. Wanted to see if your house is talking to you and what we can do for you.
Well, I appreciate that. Just put a new roof on year before last, and then last year had our
You getting ready to
attic
replace it again?
encapsulated.
Let's hope you don't have to replace that anytime
Yeah, you
soon.
should be good to go for a
For
long time.
years.
I hope not. But we are looking at possibly re-siding. The house was built in 1991, I believe, and it's original siding.
Well, let me ask you a question. You got original windows in there.
No.
Well, you know, that is something that you might want to consider, especially we do a lot of jobs that we do new windows and people get siding on behind it. What kind of siding do you have now, vinyl or what?
Yeah, it's vinyl.
Well, the one thing I can tell you is we can replace your windows with a new construction install, we call it. We pull the vinyl siding loose. We put the window in just like it was done when the house would have been new. And you get the very best possible product, and you get the very best possible install to prevent any future problems that could occur. So we'd love to give you a free price quote on your project there that you could have to give you an idea about what it's going to be. Where are you located at?
In Virginia Beach.
Okay, we go over there all the time, buddy. Go ahead and give us he's got your number probably in there. Did you leave your number
Yeah,
with
he does.
Okay. Well, I'll have one of my guys call you, and it's a complimentary thing. And we are not the guy that comes in, spends 3 hours, wants to sleep on the couch and finish it in the morning. It's just not us. I've heard some stories that have been really comical but sad about guys that come in and they roost in your house. 3 hours, seriously, to eat your dinner that you were going to have for lunch the next day because your wife wasn't expecting extra people. And we are educators. We come in. Everybody on this team, on this show, is an educator. We come in. We help people understand whatever it is that our specialty is, and they need to have answers to questions they've got. We offer a plant tour at our plant in Newport News. You can actually see where the windows are made. Nobody else in Hampton Roads can do that for you. We come in, we get the specifications, we get what you want. We have people come out, professionally do a job for you. We come out and go over the quote with you. because, I don't know what you do for a living, but if you're not a window guy, there's things on there that you may not understand. And we're Energy Star guys. The Energy Star did change back in October. It didn't go up quite as much in Virginia Beach, but when you go to Gloucester and up into Williamsburg, it made some higher changes. But we keep up on all that because we want you to have the best.
You also got some other issues that are contending with that. Is the window in a bathroom? Is it near the stairwell? Is it within 16 inches of the ground? So he comes in and helps you with all those things. Tom, thanks for calling in, and enjoy your Wawa coffee.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate it.
Okay. Have a good one, buddy.
Back to the questions, those that are still working at calling in. Again, this is the 757 House Whisperer Show. We got Chuck Worley. We got Michael Davenport. Justin with Pyramid Roofing. Michael's with CVP Windows. Chuck Worley, he's going to help you with the HVAC, plumbing, electrical, crawl space insulation, and spray foam encapsulation. We got Tommy Hines. He's a perfect home remedy guy. He'll help you out with your finance needs. Alban Co, that's me. We will help you with any of your home remodels. And we got Cindy with Alpha Pest Solutions. She's going to help you with anything in your crawl space. Maybe you got some, and then of course we got, let me finish that, the insects, anything under the crawl space. She'll help you with fungus related things. But Justin Roofing, he's with Pyramid Roofing. He's going to help you with all of your roofing needs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that is one of those things, just getting back to, trusting your contractor. That's the biggest thing I can ever say. There is no industry set pricing, if that makes sense. Pricing is all dependent upon each individual company. And I hate to say it, I'm not going to name names, but there are some folks out there robbing people. It's not right. It doesn't sit well on me. I like to sleep at night when I go home. So, if you want an honest opinion at a fair price, give us a holler.
So a lot of that honest opinion, fair price stuff is based on, you can't just throw a square foot number on it if it's a 1 square foot roof, right?
No.
So, how the heck are you going to show up and get something done where you got to put like 1 square on a roof? The price per square is going to go way up on that 1 square. That might sound really scary, but the reality is the economy of scale says you give me a larger roof to work with, your number's going to kind of go down.
It's going to go down.
So,
Right, exactly.
So, and that's the same with windows. You want to have Michael come out and put one window in. He's going to give you a price for that, but the shipping cost is probably going to be the same.
Yeah,
you want to do 10, 15 windows, it's the same truck delivering them all at once, so you're going to get economy scale there.
And the one thing about us that I can't say that it's like this with all contractors, the guys that install the windows for us, they are employee. They're W-2 people. They work just for us.
In-house guys.
They're in-house. They come out there. It's not somebody that we throw a T-shirt on, put a magnetic sign on the side of the door, and call them an employee. They are not employees when they do that. Our guys know what they're doing. They know that if it didn't go right, if they found a problem, if they found a wall that had been leaking for years and was gone, that they call their supervisor. We evaluate. We'll do the repair if we can. If you want to hire your own contractor, you can do that. But we are there to help you. We're not there to gouge you. We know that, like all these guys here, we have to make a fair, reasonable profit. We don't have to go to Bermuda on every job. That is not happening with any of the people on this show.
Yeah, so before we move on, so let's go to these questions. What year was the first Academy Award presented? Somebody call in on that. The number is 757-627-7979. We're running out of time here, so call in, 757-627-7979. We've got, I think we had one more question. No, I think two.
What?
Well, the first flight attendant, I don't think anybody's answered that yet.
No.
But back to it. We are the 757 House Whisperer Show. We want to help you with any of your needs. And, Michael, I was thinking, people probably don't understand the size of your company. I've been there. I've seen you grow. You've moved from one place across the street to get more space. You guys are really in operation. Can you tell us a little bit about when you started and maybe the size that you work with?
My partner, Barry Taylor, had started a company for a gentleman in Newport News, and they had started making windows. And the gentleman decided 4 years later he was moving on. He was going back home to Japan to finish his days. And Barry and I and 3 other partners bought it out. Barry and I are the only ones left right now. And we've always had the philosophy that we would want to do what was fair and equitable to the people that we were selling to, that were buying our product, because we all live right there in the neighborhood. We are local guys to Hampton Roads, all of us. We're not people that came in from New Jersey to open up a window branch. We all lived and were born here. And so we have been producing and selling windows to new construction. We'll sell it to you if you want to do your own window replacement. That's not a problem. And we always look at trying to be sure we've done the right thing by the customer. If you make a quick call, we only got about a minute and a half. I'd like to give another one of those gas cards or a Starbucks card away if somebody wants to make a call. But you can always call next week, because we will be back here next Wednesday at 6 o'clock, because we are 757 House Whisperer Show, because houses talk to us.
Well, Justin, tell us a little bit about, maybe the size and scale of your company. How many, how many roofs you do in a year or a day, or whatever. I mean, maybe you just kind of go over
I was just
that.
about to say houses per year. That's going to be pretty hard to calculate, but I would say
it's a big number, huh?
It's a pretty sizable number. We actually have 3 locations. We have a Williamsburg office, we have a Hampton office, and one in Norfolk, right off of Ingleside area.
You covering all the 757?
Pretty much. Yeah, basically North Carolina line up to basically the bottom of Richmond, and then out. I would say, we're not going out to Emporia, but we'll
How about the northern neck?
I don't even know where the north
He's northern neck. No, he's
past
not gonna go.
Gloucester.
That's
Oh yeah, well we'll do
no.
Gloucester. We'll go out to like Cortland and what have you.
We kind of do the same thing.
Yeah.
We're down into Carolina, the Outer Banks, and up into the other. Well, that's it, and we've had a great time.
Again, 757 House Whisperer Show. Give us a shout at the office number, 757-955-9415. That's 757-955-9415.
Have a great evening.
Absolutely, and every Wednesday from 6 to 7, join 757 House Whisperer right here on News Talk 790 and online at 757housewhisperer.com.
The preceding program was sponsored in